Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Good afternoon. Today is February 9th. February 9th. And I know I usually don't do 2 in a week, but this is something that had came to me that I felt like somebody out there might need to hear. I know I needed to hear it. So I was actually listening to another podcast, and she asked this question, and it made me think about it and say, that's a good topic to discuss myself. So I want to talk about it. So actually I want to say what the podcast was. It's called Self-Care and Chill with Maui. And I will try to post a link to her podcast because it's great. It's really great. I pretty much have listened to almost all of her episodes. She's just really, if you check it out, I hope that you guys like it because it's really good. She talks a lot. She gives a lot of good gems, and she's from Philly. She has a lot of good information to share. Self-love, a lot of self-love, like ladies and guys, like it's good. So definitely check that out, and I'll definitely post it on my Instagram. But again, it's called Self-Care and Chill with Maui, Maui. So the topic that I want to talk about, the question that she asked that made me, think about it was, first of all, she was getting my life together because she was coming for me, with her things that she was talking about. But the question that she asks is, who loves you when you ain't got shit to offer? And I might swear a little bit for this one, but that's a good question. Who loves you when you ain't got shit to offer? Like when you down and out and you don't have any money to give, you're not in a good space mentally or emotionally or even physically. Who's there for you? Who loves you unconditionally? And if you feel like you can't answer that question with the people that you love unconditionally and you give your time to unconditionally and you give your energy to unconditionally, baby, time to cut them cords. It's like this, her podcast really just woke me up for a lot of things and made me think about, because you can get in a space where you're just going and you don't really think about. Sometimes you might not think about the things that you're doing, the people that you're allowing yourself to be around, the spaces that you're putting yourself in, and are they conducive to your growth? Are they helping you to get where you're trying to be? And again, if you lost everything tomorrow, who's going to love you unconditionally? Who's still going to be there when you don't got anything to offer to them? Are they still going to love you? Are they still going to be there for you in the same capacity that they are today? If you're the friend who, or, whatever, family member or whoever that is always, oh, can I borrow 20? Can I borrow this? Or, oh, can you give me a ride? Or, oh, can I call you because this is going on? Do people just heavily depend on you for stuff that you offer and give, but do they still love you when you can't give that anymore? And if you have people who you feel like that can't do that, it might be time to change that, And I read another thing I saw. Sometimes you got to step back and ask yourself, if the tables were turned, would they do the same for you? If the answer is no, well, there you go. Don't feel a way about it. Give and love willingly, but adjust your expectations of reciprocity. Again, coming from my life, sometimes you got to step back and be like, hold up. I do this and that for this person, and I'm always answering their call, or I'm always listening to what they have to say, and I'm always there. And sometimes when people know that you're always going to be there. They take advantage of that and they take it for granted. And again, if you got grown adults in your life who you do anything for because you love them and you want to be with them, whether it's romantically as your friend or whatever the case may be, you always got their back. But you even the thought of you saying like, dang, like if this was me and I asked them, if you can't automatically say, hell yeah, they would do that for me, then they gotta go. Or at least you gotta change the dynamics of what you're doing with this person, because they're just using you and taking you for granted. You don't have to feel a way about it. Like you said, just adjust your expectations and adjust the way you handle them if you feel like there's still a necessity to stay in your life. Because, you know, you just have to always make sure you take care of you first. Because another thing someone saw, people have been sending me quotes and I've been seeing things a lot. So forgive me if I just share a bunch of stuff. It's like, don't let anyone forget. Okay, I'm gonna swear, sorry. Don't let anyone forget fucking with you is a privilege. I mean this in the most humblest way. So another quote that somebody sent me, and it's true. Like, people forget, like, I don't have to let you into my life. I don't have to give you access to me. This is a privilege, baby. So you better act like you know. You know what I mean? Because, and you can be in the most humblest way, you know, like, it is true though. And if you think of yourself in that highest sense, like, no, baby, this is all access pass right here. Don't everybody get in my face like this, or talk to me on a daily basis, or get in my space, or even be in my environment, or anything like that. So you better treat it like it's an all access pass, because that pass can be taken away. Don't forget. And if you have that mentality, nobody is dumb enough to cross you. No one's dumb enough to take you for granted. And if they are, then, I mean, they're dumb. So just they're not worth it anyway. So anyway, let me get back to what I was trying to say is like, just sometimes you gotta take a step back and be like, you know, you get wrapped up in, you know, sometimes I'm talking about even romantically or friendships. Those are the two things that I'm talking about mainly, and family too, is that you're so used to being that person that, like, well, when they having a bad day, they call you right away. Oh, what you doing? Nothing. Oh, well, let me tell you this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, huh? Hold up. We're in a pandemic. Did you ask me how I'm doing? Did you ask me if I have the mental space to listen to this? Did you ask me how my day was? Did you ask me if I'm okay? I could be crawled up in a ball crying in my bedroom right now because I don't even know how I'm going to eat, or I don't know what my next step is and I'm feeling down. Did you ask me that? Did you ask me if I need some food? Did you ask me if I'm good? No, you just jumping into the conversation of what you got going on. I'm not your personal diary, ma'am, sir. You know, like, sometimes you need to do that on your own. I'm not here for that. Get a therapist. And it's okay to have that conversation, to say that too. You have to look out for you. They'll be all right. If they respect you and they love you, they'll be all right. They'll quit. If you say that to them quick, oh, you right, my bad, I'm all wrapped up in my head. How are you going? Oh, you know, sometimes you just gotta check people. We'll bring them back, remind you, like, hey, I'm human too, you know? And if they have a problem, if they automatically catch an attitude with that or take offense to that, no. All right, I got you. All right, yeah. Anyway, you know, like, oh, you on the phone with them, they got an attitude. Oh, you know what? Funny thing, I got a phone call. Let me go. Let me call you back. And you won't never call them back because you don't have time for that. It's important. Sometimes in life, you really have to step back and ask yourself, if the tables were turned, would this person do the same for me? And it's not even don't take it as a tit for tat. I'm not trying to say that, because obviously some people are incapable of doing certain things for you to reciprocate. You know, if you make more money than this person, then no, they're not going to be able to lend you certain money. But then you also know you wouldn't ask them either. You know, like, so it's not necessarily money. It's about, like, do they give the same love that you give to them in the same capacity? Or do they at least make that effort to give the same love? You know, do they respect you? Do they respect your heart? Do they respect your everything about you? Do they care? And if it's no, why would you even entertain or allow someone like that to be in your life? You don't have to feel sad about it or anything like that. You can, obviously, if it's a connection that you feel like is, but, and again, I'm not telling you got to cut it off. Like, all right, well, this person's trash, never talk to them again. No, but it could be like, oh, all right, that's how we moving. Well, I don't know where I was at before and why I was allowing this, but baby, I need to reevaluate how I move with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you what you give me. And then when you notice that change, then you want to ask me, oh, what's up? Oh, no, I'm just giving what I get. And then if you get the confusion look, then that gives them time to think like, okay, this is how I do you. And then it's like, oh, they can apologize and make a change, or they're not about nothing and they're going to move on to the next person that they can mooch off of. And again, that's a relief for you because you don't need that type of person in your life. And again, don't let anybody forget, messing with you is a privilege. Being around you is a privilege. You are the highest of the high. You are a king. You are a queen. And it's like, obviously, all right, like the peasant, not saying that everybody else is a peasant, but I don't want to say it like that, but I don't know, man. If you on your higher self and you always elevating, you always doing self-love, self-care, and you trying to get to be the best person that you can be, you can only have people around you like that too. You can't have no bums around you. You can't have no people like, oh, woe is me. Never, nothing ever happens for me, or you can't have no haters. You can't have nobody around you who's like, oh, how you get that? Like, if you don't have people around you, like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I lost sight of some goals that I had for myself. But I had a friend who is focusing on those same exact goals. Seeing her doing that made me be like, oh, snap back out of it. You know what I mean? Like, get your mind right, because you gotta not even catch up with her. It's just you want to do just as good. You know what I'm saying? Like having people around you that motivate you to do better for you, who are gonna give you the information, who are gonna help you get to where you want to be too. Like that's who you need to have around you. And just as much as it's a privilege for the people to be around you, like if you have people like that in your life who do right by you and who always are there for you and who want to see you good, don't forget it's a privilege to mess with them too, and to treat them like that too, to have their back too, to always looking out for them and making sure that they're good too. Check in with them, make sure they're all right. They got everybody has a lot of stuff on themselves right now. Nobody is like exempt from any issues ever, but definitely now, like how things are with this pandemic. So remember that, and just make sure you have some good connections in your life, because there's another, I don't know if you guys watched Malcolm and Marie. It was okay. It was a decent movie, but there were some good quotes in there. And I don't even remember, did I read it last time to you guys? But kind of in reference to what I'm talking about, one of the quotes is, I feel like once you know someone is there and once you know they love you, you never think of them again. And that's true. Like sometimes people, again, take it for granted. They take your love for granted. They take you for granted because they feel like, oh, they're always going to be there. Like it's almost like, even sometimes you probably do it. We all subconsciously do that with our family, like our parents or our siblings. Like, oh, they're never going to turn their back on me. They're never going to not say yes. They're never going to not love me. I'm their sister or daughter or whatever, and no, maybe they won't stop loving you, but they might change the way they love you, because once you're an adult, like they don't have to do things if they don't want to. It's out of the love. So don't abuse their love, and don't forget, like they're humans too. They have feelings too. They have hearts too. Everybody's going through stuff. So just don't forget that. And just move in gratitude. Move the way you want to be treated, But I just wanted to get that message out there because I feel like somebody might resonate with it. Somebody might need it, You might have been messing with, or you dealing with somebody, boyfriend, girlfriend, who just, they always take, and they don't ever reciprocate, or they act like, oh, you always gonna be here. You know, they might not say that, but sometimes, you know what I'm talking about. People will have that type of attitude that, oh, this, you know, they always gonna be there. I'm always gonna have this person. I'm not telling you to break up with nobody. I'm not doing that. You do whatever you need to do, but just take a step back and ask yourself, are they reciprocating the same energy and the same love that you give? And if not, what does that mean to you? How is that affecting you? If it's impacting you, then you need to speak up and say something and make some changes. And if that person is not willing to make the change, then you make the decision on what you need to do with that. But don't ever let anybody forget messing with you is a privilege. Again, this is an all access pass that can be taken away at any point in time. Don't get it twisted. Don't play yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself. Like, don't eat, but you should never even get to that point, because again, sometimes people get comfortable and people, oh, let me see what else I can do. You know, like, oh, they let this slide. Let me see what else I can do. Ain't no sliding over here. Ain't no ice skating. Ain't no roller skating. No, you need to walk. Ain't no sliding over here. What? Sorry, I was interrupted because I had a phone call. I had to get my food. But like I was saying, think of yourself like, you know, people have the all, like I said, that all access pass. It can be taken away at any time if you're not using it properly to have access to me. It could be given to somebody else who has earned it, or keep it for yourself. You know, think of yourself as like the Disney World, the rides that they have there. I only been there once, so I only know. Oh no, I've been there twice, but that was a long time ago, so my memory is not that great. But I do remember that there's rides there that a lot, like, you will see people waiting in line for hours to get on, and they will pay extra with their tickets or whatever to get the all access pass to be able to go on these rides, right? The two rides that I'm thinking of are the Aerosmith one and the Tower of Terror, which are great rides. But usually when you see those lines, you're like, oh, that's a long line, you know, or especially if you don't have the access pass to get to. Even if you have the access pass, I remember, because I forget how, one time when I went there, someone ended up giving us their access pass. I have no idea why. But obviously we took it, like we were like, yeah, sure. And even still, we still had to wait in line a little while for that too, because it was just such a popular ride, right? And people are willing to wait in the hot Florida sun for hours just to get on this ride that probably lasts for like 5 to 7 minutes or something like that. But it's worth it to these people, right? Because it's such a great ride, you know? And my point with that is, like, think of yourself as one of those rides, you know? The right people who really, really want to have that access to you, and they really want to enjoy the ride, with that is whatever in context you want to take that, like, they're gonna put in the work, put in the extra money, to get that access pass, or even not even to get the access pass, but just to have the access to you and to enjoy your company, enjoy your space, enjoy being in your life. They're gonna put in that work. But the people who are like, I'm not doing that. I'm not waiting in that line. I could find something else probably that's a little bit easier. Okay, they can do that. It's not anything to you. Just think about it. Just think about the people that you have allowed in your life, and do they appreciate you? Do they treat you with the same respect and love that you give? And if they don't, evaluate, figure out why they feel like they don't have to. Is it because you're allowing this or something, something might be something that you just maybe haven't even realized that you do that has allowed them to think that they can. But again, we're all human. We make mistakes, we get off track, but sometimes, again, you got to take a step back and ask yourself, if the tables were turned, would they do the same for me? If the tables were turned, would they be here for me? Would they be asking me how I'm doing. Do they notice when I just back off? Do they, like things like that. Pay attention to how people respond to you when you make changes to the way that you interact with them. If they don't even notice, that's another thing right there. Like, all right, yeah, you really don't care. And you just made my decision easier, And just, I don't know. It's just, you have to realize that sometimes you gotta, people are seasons too. Like some friends, whoever, can be a season. And if they've, you have to decide who's worth holding on to, who's worth staying in your life, and making sure that they're not going to bring any problems to you, and they're not going to block your blessings, and they're not going to ruin you from getting to your higher self, because you should always be aiming to reach your higher self, and you will feel it. The more and more you get to your higher self, the more you're going to enjoy being around you, because being around you, it's a privilege to you too. You know what I mean? Like, that's a privilege. You get to spend the most time with you out of everybody in the world, no matter who. I don't care. Even if we were in our mom's belly for 9 months, she still doesn't have as much access to you and hasn't spent enough time with you as much as you have. That's a privilege. That's dope. Like, nobody knows you better than you. Nobody should be treating you, well, yeah, no one should treat you better than you, like, just always elevate, always make sure you're in your higher self. Always don't forget who you are, where you're going, and what you can do. And like, if it's a privilege for you to mess with you, then it's definitely a privilege for the next person to mess with you, and don't let them forget. Don't forget and you can't give out no all access pass to everybody. You only got a couple passes. Don't forget. This is limited. So you decide the rules of your of yourself, What are the rules for elimination? What are the rules for taking back the pass? Or you on probation, or the strikes, Only you can decide that, because it's your life, and your higher self is worth it. Believe me. So yeah, I just want to get that out there. Just remind people to remind others in any kind of way that you feel is suited for you, that messing with you is a privilege. Being around you is a privilege. Oh, you my friend, that's a privilege. Don't mess it up. Get your mind right. Get back in order. Make sure they don't forget. You're untouchable. You are your highest self. You know what I'm saying? When people say you're the highest self, you think of like someone who's like, whoa, like that person they're doing it. Like that person, they know who they are. They stand in who they are. They love who they are. And maybe they're not always happy, but they definitely know how to make themselves happy. They know how to make themselves feel good. So if I want to be around them, I can't. It's like thinking about somebody at your higher self, really, is thinking about someone, they have literally a light around them. And if you are a cloud of darkness, you can't even touch that. You're gonna get burned, Like, that's literal bright lights around. There's a light around them. So if you're not living it, if you're not walking in light, then you can't even have access to this person. That's how you really got to think about it. If you living in your higher self, right, and whatever that might look to you, and you have this beaming light around you, and you just literally floating in life with this light that brings you so much joy and abundance and peace and love, and you just on your stuff, you know what I mean? Like, people can see the light in you. You know what I mean? Like, people can see, it's your aura. It's how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you are around yourself. That's what people can see. And if you see someone like that, you're going to be like, yo, they look amazing. They look great. I want to be around that. I want to see what that's like. And that's just natural human nature. But if that person who's saying that, who I want to see what that's like, or I want to see what's the hype with this, or you know what I mean, oh, they look interesting, but if they're not living in their higher self, or at least even trying to, if they have negative energy, negative aura, that's not gonna match with you. They're either gonna get shocked or burnt, or something. If you're staying in your higher self, you don't dim your light for them. You can't dim your light for anybody else either. If they're not on their higher self, or at least working towards it, or working towards being a good person and living in that type of lifestyle, like where they're doing good, they're trying to elevate themselves, then, again, that's down to you, whether you decide to dim your light for the next person because they don't want to catch up. I personally wouldn't recommend it, but to each his own. But just don't forget who you are. Don't forget how far you come, how far you're going, what your goals are. Don't let anybody deter you from that. And again, sometimes you got to step back and think about, like, if the tables were turned, would this person be doing the same for me? Would they be looking out for me just as much as I look out for them? Do they care about me as much as I care about them? And if those questions are no's, time to evaluate that. Change the way that's being handled for some reason. Remind them it's a privilege. You got that all access pass. Don't slip up, because it can be taken away. So, I don't know. That's my message. Sorry about the interruptions. But I hope it resonated with someone. Hope people are being safe in the snow. And again, I will post that quote, and I will post the podcast that I was talking about, that you guys really should check it out. If you're trying to if you like what I'm talking about, I think you will like what she's talking about, because she talks a lot about, again, a lot of self-help, self-love, and just getting on your stuff. She's from Philly, so she has accent, and I just like the way she talks too. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you have a good rest of your week. And I'm definitely going to I'm trying to do another interview soon too. So I got to get on that, and set that up so you guys can have that, listen to that too. It's going to be about spirituality with someone that I've been talking to on Instagram. So looking forward to doing that too. But as usual, this is your host, Chanel. This is Black Hippie Lounge. Thank you for listening, and meditate, manifest, invest in you.